Odell switches team in November. He wants to take his $750,000 salary. He wants to get it in Bitcoin. In November, Bitcoin is worth $64,000. 64,293. Okay. Fast forward, currently Bitcoin is worth $36,000. So he damn near lost 50%. Bitcoin essentially lost 50% of the value. So we got to put this in perspective, okay? He gets $750,000. He's in Los Angeles, so he's gonna get California taxes taken out because that's a salary. It's not like if I buy Bitcoin right now, I don't pay taxes unless I sell it and realize a gain or loss. Because that's his actual income, his W-2 job from the NFL, he gonna pay taxes on it. I don't care if he was paid in gold doubloons. What's going on? I'm Marcus. You're at the channel The Debt Free Dad, where we're following my family's journey to financial freedom, but we're also talking and learning about finances. I'm a licensed attorney, but I'm not your attorney, so this isn't legal advice. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion, and I'm letting y'all know what's going on financially in the household of the Debt Free Dad. Okay, let's talk about it. OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. I'm pretty sure probably 80% of the people know who Odell Beckham Jr. is. If you don't, he's a football player in the NFL. And I personally think Odell Beckham made it popular and famous for brothers to dye their hair blonde just at the top with like Kool-Aid or bleach or whatever he's doing. I think he started that trend and everybody else picked it up. So your boy might go and get me an OBJ one day. American football player, plays in the NFL. And it's funny too, because before I even get into the financial side of it, man, I watched him play. The Rams won this past weekend. Cause man, when he was in Cleveland and had Baker Mayfield throwing him the ball, man, he looked terrible, man. Odell is so happy. He looks like, that person who is in like a 10-year relationship and they married and they get a divorce, then they find a new girlfriend and then they look great all over social media. That's Odell right now. He just looks so happy, being utilized the right way. So congrats and props to him. He in LA, which is much better than Cleveland. I'm just gonna assume that most people would agree that that's the case. If you had to live at one place, I don't think a lot of people jumping out there to move to Cleveland. Nothing against Cleveland, but hey, props to Odell. He looked happy now that he got somebody who can actually get him the damn ball. Another thing that Odell Beckham is known for is for making the greatest catch that I ever seen in my life. It's probably the greatest catch ever. And he got that pass from Hall of Fame quarterback Eli Manning. Yes, Eli Manning belongs in the Hall of Fame because he beat Tom Brady twice. If it wasn't for Eli Manning, Tom Brady would be like a god walking amongst us mere mortals. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a clip today. Apparently, Odell Beckham, when he got traded from Cleveland to the Rams, he decided to take a portion of his paycheck in Bitcoin. All right, now let's talk about Odell and his Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and pull the video up.
When he went to the Rams, of course, that contract and that move took place in November of 2021, November 11th, the timing that it was basically announced. And when we saw a plethora of some high-profile talent actually making their way to the Rams, and Odell stepping out front and saying, you know what, I am a believer in Bitcoin. I'm going to accept my earnings in crypto. And ultimately, it's unfortunate that that was the peak, essentially, that we had seen during that month. At one
even the broadcaster doing the story kind of laughed. So Odell switches team in November. He wants to take his $750,000 salary. He wants to get it in Bitcoin. In November, Bitcoin is worth $64,000. 64,293. Okay. Fast forward, currently Bitcoin is worth $36,000. So he damn near lost 50%. Bitcoin essentially lost 50% of the value. So we got to put this in perspective, okay? He gets $750,000. He's in Los Angeles, so he's gonna get California taxes taken out because that's a salary. It's not like if I buy Bitcoin right now, I don't pay taxes unless I sell it and realize a gain or loss. Because that's his actual income, his W-2 job from the NFL, He gonna pay taxes on it. I don't care if he was paid in gold doubloons. So now we're gonna take a look at the numbers of kind of how this played out.
You pointed to where Bitcoin was trading the day he said he was going to take some of his salary in Bitcoin. So 64,293 to 35,400. But on top of that, he's going to be taxed on that $750,000. He's in California. We're talking about 50%. So that means, according to the Action Network, his net gain here is 35,703. Not a whole lot when you started with 750,000.
All right, so apparently they broke down the math, so I don't have to do it. Is this financial foolishness or financial genius? I'm gonna just tell you, I don't like the narrative that the media is putting out. When I Googled it, went on YouTube and just kind of looked around, I saw probably 85% of the articles saying that Odell Beckham Jr. is stupid. He losing all this money, this, that, and so forth. And I'm gonna go on the line and jump out there and say this is financial genius. Okay. So when he decided to take his money in Bitcoin, he actually broadcasted it on a Cash App commercial. He was doing an advertisement for Cash App, which I'm sure he got paid. He said, "Hey, I'm taking my salary in Bitcoin and I'm going to give away." I think he said 100,000 or $1 million in Bitcoin or something to that effect. Well, of course, he didn't give that money away. Cash App paid that money, and I'm sure they paid him handsomely to do the ad. But people are acting like now, if the debt-free dad took his entire year's salary in Bitcoin, I would be an idiot. I would be out here. I would have to go. I would actually have to come to some alternative means. I'd be at UPS or I have to hang a shingle up outside and start taking clients or go back out on the block. I would have to do something to come up with my money. But this is Odell Beckham Jr. It's really not that dumb of a move. This dude's been playing in the NFL for a while. I don't think that Odell Beckham Jr. is crazy. I don't think that Odell Beckham Jr. is stupid. I think that he is like a lot of NFL players. He likes nice things. He likes to have a good time. But I'm going to give the brother the benefit of the doubt. I think that he's smart with his money. I don't think that he needed all of this money to survive or he'll be kicked out. This dude's been in the NFL. I'm sure he's not living paycheck to paycheck. I'm sure he has a bunch of endorsements that he's getting paid for. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the book as financial genius. We're going to clap it up. Salute to you, Odell Beckham Jr. If you out there, you ever see this video, which you probably won't, I'm giving you props. I'm going to call this financial genius. I'm sure you, like a lot of other people, Bitcoin is a long-term investment. So me personally, we're going to put this in the financial genius category. Is not like he's relying on this money. I'm sure he got a nice little cushion. He got a nice little emergency fund in the whole nine. So I think Odell Beckham is going to be good. And honestly, I anticipate in 5, 7, 10 years, somewhere down the line when Odell Beckham is retired and going in the Hall of Fame, I hope he don't even sell those Bitcoin that he have. He go ahead, pay your taxes, keep those Bitcoin, because I'd like to know what the hell they're going to be worth 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when you actually look like the genius that I think you are now for making this move, brother. So salute to you. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Was this foolishness? Was this genius? I'm going to chop it up as genius. Salute to that, brother. Hey, that's the video for today. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Have a good weekend. Love y'all. Peace. And if you're still tuned in for this video right now at this very moment, check out the videos on the screen. There's more videos related to financial education and following my family's journey to financial freedom.